All right, let's get right into it. For a long time, AI in the world of finance felt like, well, like an experiment, right? A cool what-if project. But that time is officially over. We've just slammed past an inflection point where all those cautious little trials have suddenly exploded into a full-blown, industry-wide transformation. This isn't just about tweaking things anymore. It's about rewriting the entire playbook.
And if you want proof, just look at this number. As of this year, over half, 52% of all financial firms are now actively using generative AI. I mean, that is a huge leap. It tells you that the first movers have already proven it works, and now everybody else is in a flat-out sprint to catch up. The race has absolutely begun.
So, here's what we're going to cover. We'll start with this tipping point we're living through, then we'll dig into the generative AI explosion. After that, we'll look at how it's actually being used by the big players, why it's become a must-have for security, and finally, what an AI-first future for finance really looks like.
Okay, so let's start with this core idea. The big question in the financial sectors is no longer if they should use AI. That debate is over. The new question, the one keeping CEOs up at night, is how fast they can get it deployed everywhere to stay ahead. We've moved from a world of pilots and proofs of concept to aggressive, all-in implementation.
And you know, nothing shows this better than the crazy numbers behind generative AI. We're talking about the tech that can create totally new content, like reports and complex analysis. This isn't just slow and steady progress. It's a massive, tectonic shift in how fast a brand new technology is being swallowed up and put to work.
Now, what's really wild here is the speed. I mean, look at this. In just one single year, Gen AI usage in finance jumped from 40% to 52%. A leap like that tells you an industry has seen the results and is now in a full-on deployment race. So, where's all this AI going? Well, pretty much everywhere. Customer experience is the big one, at 60%, but look at the other stuff. Report generation, document processing, both over 50%. That shows you this isn't just some shiny tool for the front office. It is fundamentally rewiring the engine room, the back office operations of these huge institutions.
But does it actually make any money? The answer is a resounding yes. And this number, it's just staggering. In 2023, you know how many firms reported a revenue boost of this size from AI? Zero. Not one. A year later, it's 16% of them. That is real, tangible top-line growth. The ROI is no longer a theory.
And it's not just about bringing more money in. Get this, more than 60% of firms saw AI slash their annual costs by 5% or more. So think about that. AI is delivering on both fronts. It's driving new revenue, and it's creating huge new efficiencies. Now that is a one-two punch that changes everything.
Okay, so let's move from the numbers and see what this actually looks like on the ground. How are the big industry leaders putting this theory into practice? We're going from the statistics to the real-world strategy. First up, Morgan Stanley. They built an AI assistant for their 16,000 wealth advisors. Now, the goal wasn't to replace their people. It was to give them superpowers, to basically give them instant access to the firm's entire brain to better serve their clients.
So, did it actually work? Well, this quote says it all. Over 98% of their advisor teams are actively using it. Think about that for a second. You don't get that kind of buy-in from a corporate memo. That number tells you the tool is providing so much real, undeniable value that people are choosing to use it every single day.
All right, next up, JP Morgan Chase and their COIN platform. This is an AI system built to do one of the most painful, mind-numbing jobs in banking, sifting through thousands of incredibly complex legal and payment documents.
And this number, this just says everything you need to know about the impact. The COIN platform saves the company 360,000 hours of legal work every single year. That's not just a little efficiency gain. It's a complete reimagining of what a legal department can do. And it's not just about fancy advisor tools or legal bots. Take a look at PayPal. They went deep, focusing on their core infrastructure. By upgrading their systems, they cut their cloud costs by up to 70% and their data processing times by 35%. And those savings, they don't just disappear. They create this incredible virtuous cycle, funding the next wave of AI innovation.
Now, all this amazing innovation, it creates new problems, new vulnerabilities, which brings us to a really crucial point. AI isn't just about growth and efficiency anymore. In today's digital world, it has become an absolutely mandatory defensive weapon for financial security.
I mean, think about it. As everything in finance goes digital,
The number of ways criminals can attack just explodes. So the big question becomes, how on earth can a bank keep up with threats that are changing by the minute? The simple truth is, the old ways of doing things, they just can't.
The answer, of course, is AI. And the results are just incredible. At JP Morgan, their AI systems can spot fraud 300 times faster than the old methods. But speed isn't even the whole story. Look at step 2. For anti-money laundering, AI cut the number of false alarms by a staggering 95%. So it's not just faster, it's way, way smarter.
So, what does this all mean for the future? Well, we're moving into a whole new phase. The industry is getting past that initial, tough learning curve. The foundations have been laid, and now everyone's looking toward a future where AI isn't just a feature, it's the central nervous system of the entire financial world.
And you can see this maturity in the data. All the classic problems, the things that used to block AI adoption, they're just melting away. Complaints about not having enough budget, not enough data, or not being able to find experts have all dropped like a rock in just 1 year. The industry is figuring it out.
And this is the result. The market for generative AI in finance is set to absolutely explode, from $2.7 billion today to almost $19 billion by 2030. That curve tells you everything you need to know about the money and opportunity that's about to pour into this space.
So we'll leave you with this final thought. The time for experimenting is over. The leaders are already scaling up their AI operations and are already seeing the benefits to their revenue, their efficiency, and their security. The deployment race has officially begun, and the only real question left is who's going to get left behind.